Yeah, guys, good evening. Funeral services for 5-year-old Ara Andressian Jr. set to kick off here any second now. And let me tell you, it is very quiet and very somber out here. I want to keep my voice down out of respect for the family, but let me step out of the way so you can get a look here. I was just told by South Pasadena police that the casket is going to be coming out of the hearse right now within about 5 minutes or so. You can see there is a very big law enforcement presence here, as well as family and loved ones. This was really a horrific story that touched everybody in this community. The media is here. We're all going to be staying back across the street working with police out of respect for the family here. There's going to be several speakers at this church tonight. That includes the chief of South Pasadena Police and the Los Angeles County Sheriff, and it's going to be little Ara's mother who will be delivering his eulogy. Now, this is a case that has gotten a ton of national attention. There's been a massive outpouring of support for the mother and the family, and this tragic story all started back on April 22nd. That's when Ara Jr. was first reported missing by his mom. Ara Sr. was later found passed out in a park with Ara Jr. missing from his custody. On June 23rd, Ara Sr. was arrested in Las Vegas and then charged with the murder of his son. Ara Sr. was then extradited back here to California, and several sources tell Fox 11 he was the one who told investigators where to find Ara Jr.'s remains, which were discovered near Lake Cachuma on June 30th. Andressian Sr. pleaded not guilty, and his next appearance in court is set for next month. Now, although this is a private service, the family has been kind enough to allow our cameras inside. We're going to have a full wrap-up of all the events, all this memorial for this innocent little boy tonight at 10 o'clock. As you can see right now, this is the inside of the church where we're told there's going to be a memorial video, a very, very emotional memorial video playing. And because this is a private event, we'll have everything wrapped up for you tonight at 10 o'clock. If you'd like to attend a public event, the family is going to be having one. That's going to be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the Los Angeles Arboretum. For now, we are reporting live in South Pasadena tonight. Bill Malugin, Fox 11 News.
Bill, as we look at you alive here in South Pasadena, you mentioned that heavy police presence there. Talk about the turnout from law enforcement there, if you could.
Yeah, and I would say there's more law enforcement here than there are family. If you can see, if we pan the camera right here, this entire street has literally been blocked off by law enforcement vehicles. We've seen them from all sorts of different agencies, local sheriff's departments, local police departments, and as you can see, dozens of officers lining the stairs here, as it looks like any minute now they're going to be pulling the casket out here, guys.
Yes, we were just looking at a live picture of Ana Esteves, the mother of the child, who has just made a poignant case for the return of her son, which sadly did not happen. But if you could speak also to, Bill, when we talk about a case like this, it has all the emotional markers. A little boy missing, went to Disneyland with his father and then was not heard from again. Tell us about what you think has so touched people in this case.
Well, I think it's just the horror that the fact that the dad is accused of killing his own son here. I mean, that's something few parents could ever imagine doing to their own flesh and blood, let alone their own innocent 5-year-old child. And when you think about the history of this case, he was missing for 70 days. The dad allegedly goes off to Las Vegas, where law enforcement says he's socializing and not really acting like he cares that his son hasn't been found. Meanwhile, mom is just in a total panic, understandably. And then as soon as he's extradited back here to California, numerous sources tell our Gigi Graciette that the father was the one who indeed revealed where the remains of little Ara were buried over by Lake Cachuma. So it's just one of those horrible stories. It's gained national attention, and it's really a head scratcher. If the father is indeed guilty of this, which police are alleging, the biggest question is just why. And I can't express how quiet and how somber it is out here, guys. I mean, you can hear the birds chirping. You could literally hear a pin drop.
And Bill, to see that shot of the mother there being escorted into the church with the chief of police from South Pasadena, followed by the LA County Sheriff as well, you can feel her heartbreak. And I do recall that interview that Gigi Graciette did with Ana Esteves, and where she just talked about how she missed her little boy so much. And for a mother to suffer like that, wondering where her child was and praying that he was still alive for so many months, is just absolutely heartbreaking. So the service, like you said, Bill, is going to be inside that church. We're allowed to take certain shots of the service with the police chief speaking and the sheriff speaking. And I just can't imagine the words that she's going to speak when she gives that eulogy.
I I can't imagine. And she has been so vocal throughout all this and such a pillar of strength. As we look at the tiny casket there, Christine, this just breaks your heart. But an entire community really embraced this case in an effort to try to locate the little boy, has surrounded the mother in love and support. And of course, this was the ending we all hoped would not happen, but sadly we're watching it today.
The heartbreak indeed of looking at that casket and knowing that a little boy is no longer with us. And if there's any closure for the mother in seeing this scene here, is that she has the answers to know what happened to her son. The father, as we talked about, acting erratically in Las Vegas, which changing his hair color and not acting like a father who had lost his son, looking for his son. And this scene right here, Bill, go ahead and bring us up to speed here.
Yeah, guys, so it would appear that they're bringing family members out to the hearse right now. A man in a blue shirt right there. I'm not sure exactly who he is, but he is definitely crying, understandably. It would appear they're going to be pulling that casket out right now as law enforcement and family members watch on here. Again, very, very, very emotional scene here, as you can imagine. From my perspective, I cannot see the casket right now, but I understand we have a second camera angle filming that right now. But it would appear that, okay, now I can see the casket, and yeah, that's a heartbreaker right there, just to see how small it is, guys. Let me tell you. Looks like they're going to be pulling it up into the church right now, and very, very somber. I can't tell you what it feels like to see just the small size of that casket. I've covered a lot of funerals before, but never for a small child like this, and it's a heartbreaker.
Yes. And a reverence for what's taking place at this time. We would like to remind everybody, please, that the mother, Ana Esteves, has allowed us to bring you this live shot.
We are going to continue with our live coverage of the funeral for Ara Andressian, the 5-year-old who was killed perhaps by his father, who has been charged with the murder, but only certain portions out of respect for the family and the wishes of Ara's mother. As we bring you those portions of the service, we'll come right back.